Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video where today we have about just over a week until the winter update goes for Adopt Me. So I'm deciding to tell you some tips and tricks of how to earn quite a bit more gingerbread, because right now we're probably still grinding gingerbread. So the first tip that I have is to just make sure that you've done everything, because, you might join on Adopt Me game, you might have some gingerbread on the ice to still collect, you might not have done Speedy's speed race, I should just say race, shouldn't I? You might not have done that yet for about 800 gingerbread, you might not have done the presents yet, because you'll get a snowball at launcher as well as gingerbread. Maybe you haven't done the snowman, of course, the Frost Fury feeding. You can only do that when, the mini game is set to be done, I suppose you could say. But, just make sure that you've done everything, because the first day the update was around, I think I did everything, not the Frost Fury feeding, but the snowman, the skating, the presents, and Speedy's space run, what the hell, Speedy's race, and I had about 2,000 gingerbread, which was obviously enough to buy a snowman. So, just make sure you've done all them, and I reckon we have by now, but, maybe you haven't. But, my second tip is just make sure you do the snowman every single day, because I have so far, and believe it or not, if you've collected snowman from the start, and possibly you might do till the end of the update, you want to know how much that is? That's about 10,000 gingerbread. A whole 35 days of the update, I think it is. You'll have 10,000, I think it's actually a bit more. You have 10,000 gingerbread from that, which, is enough to buy anything, including the snow owl. Of course, not the Frost Fairy, because that's Robux. But collecting the snowman, that's pretty much 300 gingerbread every single day, and it's just really helpful. So my third tip is to obviously ice skate. Of course, I know that some people like stacking up gingerbread. I don't. It frustrates me when I just see a pile of gingerbread and not just sitting there. I'll just collect it straight away, but some people do like to just have it in a pile and collect it all in one go. It's so satisfying. But just make sure that you've also, skated around, got all the gingerbread, and every time you do this, you should have a max amount of 160 gingerbread, I think it is, which if you do that for, let's say you've collected 160 gingerbread every about 10 minutes maybe, which is, I think, is like every day that Adopt Me, like the Adopt Me days, then you'd earn quite a lot of gingerbread. So make sure that you whilst you're playing, get gingerbread every time it respawns so that you can keep getting it, basically. And now my final tip is to play the Frost Fury feeding game. Now, you might get to this point of the video and you might be like, well, that's what we're doing, we're literally done all that. But there's a tip to the Frost Fury which not many people have realised, even though it is one of the tips when you join the game, at the start of it. And it says when you go further into the cave, you get more points, and that is true, because the most amount of gingerbread that I've collected is 220, and if you do that 5 times, it's over 1,000. I think it's like 1,100 actually, maybe, and you get about 6,000 score, which is the highest, even though you only need about 5,000 score to just get 220 gingerbread anyway, so there's no point. I've tried going even further, but, I can't get 221, so I think 220 is the max. But, you have 3 different parts of the cave, which are of course 3 different types of points, which are 3 different types of stages. You got the one at the start, which gives you 10. You'll go further into the cave, and once you go past the first set of boulders, it will turn into 30, which obviously gives more. And then finally, you'll go past the second set of boulders, and it will start giving you 50. And once you go a bit further, you're pretty much at the end with 50, and there's not many icicles for 50, but they do respawn, and especially if you're on your own server, it's easier to, get it all and get 220 gingerbread. It's a hell of a lot, especially if you're grinding for gingerbread, obviously. But I think that's all I've had to cover in this video. Also, I've gone back to my normal skin, and I brought a mask thing with Robux that I had left over. It's a plain mask. There isn't really many good masks, to be honest. So I just bought a plain one on Roblox, and I've gone back to my normal character, and also hopefully I edit this in. But I just wanted to show you my time that I've gotten so far for Speedy's race, because it's a pretty good score, 53 and something seconds. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I hoped I covered everything. I hope that this helped you a bit. I mean, it certainly helps me, because let's say you play for about 3 hours and you keep collecting you keep collecting gingerbread while skating, and then doing the Frost Fury feeding. You'll get about 4,000 gingerbread every 3 hours of doing that, and that's enough to get a links, of course. And also, if you didn't realise already, that when you have the time period, because every Adopt Me day is about 10 minutes, let's say it was about 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 10 o'clock, at 10:20, at 10:40, and then at 11 o'clock, you would have the Frost Fury feeding. Whilst at 10:10, 10:30, and 10:50, you have the skating. So you could earn at least about 1,000 every hour if you played, and a little bit more, which is enough, of course, after about 3 hours, getting 4,000. So yeah, as I said, I hoped I covered everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these tips work for you, and I'll see you in another video. So goodbye!